Having been a on-the-job kind of guy quite a bit in my career, and having had to do work on the road, I've had to come up with different solutions for some problems that you could run into occasionally. And I used to have a regular benchtop type belt sander, but it was too bulky and couldn't use it on the job, and I needed something portable, so I came up with this idea. All this is a piece of melamine, I should say, with a piece of 1/4-inch plywood on the back, and I cut out the outline of my little belt sander, just like that. It's over here, so it sits in there flat. And so I can use that as an edge sander. My belt, you can see, probably looks pretty plugged up, and it is. But you know what? If you have an eraser, you can clean that belt right up and make it look like new. This one's not quite as coarse as I would like, so I'm going to change it out. Put a little more coarse one in, because this one doesn't matter. Some belts are directional. They'll have arrows on them pointing you the direction they have to run. Some are multi-directional, which this one is. So I'll put this in here. And set that down in there, just like that. We'll put these off to the side for later use. And now we're going to sand the edge. The reason I need a little bit more coarse belt in there is, if it was pine, I would have just used the belt that was in there. But this is oak, not oak, this is black walnut, and it is a considerably harder wood than pine is. So without further ado, I don't know how well you could see that. This is pretty well all sanded, but you see the places where it's missing? Can you see that? See, it hasn't hit there. I get a low spot and another one there. So I want to keep going. There's another spot there. I want to keep going until it's smooth all the way around. And I'm sanding down to my line, so I should have a perfect oval when I'm all done. There you have it. You notice I keep going over it with my fingers, because your fingers actually are more accurate than your eyeball when it comes to this. It looks pretty good, but my fingers tell me that's even better than it looks. And I think I see one little spot right there. I can still feel it. Yep. And now that I look, I can see it. See that right there? I think that's the only one in the whole thing. Now we're going to determine which side is going to be our back and which is going to be our front. And I've already put a pen mark where I want the hole for my clock to come through. I think this is going to be my face side. And yep, it is. And that being said, that's not going to bother me, because my router, oh, I didn't tell you, I'm going to route the edge on this. We're not just going to leave it plain and square. I'm going to route it, give it a little bit of architectural detail, as they call it. and my router will run down here where it's perfectly smooth, and it'll take that out. So I'm not going to mess with that anymore. So I think the next thing I want to do is I want to drill this hole